This is the Allied Esports Campus Connect, where we break down how colleges are turning passion for gaming into real careers. Every episode, we highlight a school that's building real pipelines, broadcast, production, STEM, player development, the whole ecosystem. Today, we're talking to Adam Stanley, Program Director and Head Coach at Baylor University, to see how things have been building as a Year 1 program. Let's jump in. Head in and get I'll do a little bit of an opening for you though, just so you get you a little bit of the stage set. But you already know, today we're featuring Baylor University Esports, a brand new varsity structure, an academy pipeline, and a STEM forward approach, if I'm not mistaken. So we're joined by Director and Head Coach Adam Stanley. Adam, how you doing today, brother?
I'm good, Atia. Thank you so much for having me. This is a great moment. I love to talk about what we're doing at Baylor. I love to talk about the student success that we're experiencing. This is fun for me to do. So thank you for having me.
Give us the origin story. When did Baylor formally stand up esports, and what was the initial mandate?
That's a great question, and it has a long answer. So I'll be succinct in my response. But Baylor finds an interest in esports for lots of different reasons. The true history of this goes all the way back to 2012. When I started the conversation with the administration on an esports project. And quite honestly, I don't know that we had the word esport back in 2012. It came back as a positive for the institution. I revisited that conversation almost annually with different administrators from then on. But it wasn't until the marketing and admissions offices heard about this institutional project that Baylor began to form a program. And so I'm housed under marketing. We are there as a program to raise the profile of Baylor University. Now it does some really cool things additionally that are positives for our institution, that are tied and connected to our strategic plan for the institution. So things like increasing male enrollment across all higher education. Females are the majority of college students, and Baylor wants to get that as close to 50-50 as possible. We also have a part of our strategic plan to increase engineering and computer science students. And the data tells us that it's somewhere between 38 and 60% of esports students are ECS-minded students as well. And so this checks a lot of the boxes. But the one that really tugs on my heartstrings is the student life element of this, where we're drawing students out of their dorms into a common space to find belonging and purpose, and to explore what competitive things allow for us as human people. And so this touches every part of campus, and we're very excited. The program is brand new. It's about 6 or 7 months old at this point. But we're off and running, and things are going well in our first semester. We are not athletics, so we are purely under marketing, which gives us a little bit of flexibility to look athletic and to feel athletic. We partner with them often in different projects. So there's a symbiosis of sorts. But it's intentional that we are not athletic. And it gives us a little bit more agility and flexibility in what we do, how we do things. We would be fools not to borrow from athletics. I've been a coach long enough to know that the best coaches in the world borrow. and so that's what we'll do as a program.
With this new varsity program, what are the first pillars you stood up for students and faculty to rally around?
Oh, great question. Yeah, it's all about students. The pillars are student-focused, student-driven. One of the challenging things that in standing up a varsity program is, how can we be a marquee competitive program while also continuing to allow the club to flourish and grow. We want those students who are casual gamers to find a place in this program. And so what we've done is we've kind of manufactured 3 different levels of engagement for students. You've got the varsity level, which is mandated practices and team meals and workouts, and all of the things that athletics has perfected over the last 100 and so years. Then there's the club level, which is the same type of engagement, just at a lesser competitive it's the same type of thing. It's just lesser competitive in nature. And then there's the club, and this is 99% of our students. We have a massive esports club on our campus, and they are playing different games. Some games I've never even heard of, and they're enjoying themselves and finding experiences and finding school pride in what they do. And so one of the challenges has been standing up the varsity, but also continuing to allow and give what's the word for it? Push the club experience as well. Give space, absolutely.
As of 2025, what are your current varsity titles?
Great question. Yeah, so in my first year, Baylor originally planned on not doing any varsity titles. We were going to spend the entire year building the program out and finding the pathways and developing what this means for an entire institution and the academic integration and the student life and all of it combined. However, when I got here, Asti, I kind of realized, Baylor's very excited about this. My president is on board. The provost is on board. I mean, there's some energy here. And I didn't want to wait a whole year to kind of capitalize on that. I wanted to strike while the iron was hot. And so I convinced Baylor to do a Rocket League team. And that was strategic. One, Rocket League is easy to lift off the ground. You don't need specialization in the recruiting cycle of things. You don't need a top laner and a mid and a sentinel and there's like, it's not specialized. It's a very very Swiss Army. All these guys can do anything on the field, and so we could recruit quickly for that one. But also, in the theme of this conversation, it looked like athletics, and I thought that Rocket League could build a bridge to the other more complicated games that are not just hitting a ball into a net with a car. And so we got Rocket League off the ground. We just competed in two splits of CRL, which means we're a top 8 program in North America. Thank you. And so these guys are doing amazing things in their first semester. The other titles that we carry are walk-on varsity competitors. So they showed up to Baylor this semester not knowing that they would be representing the university in an official capacity as a varsity student competitor. And so they're having a blast. They're enjoying themselves, and we've had nothing but positive experiences from everyone. And so we're going to continue to go and develop, but next year we'll likely see more scholarship level players on our teams, but the details of that are uncertain at this point. So we did Overwatch 2, we did Valorant, and Super Smash Brothers, and those guys are doing great, competing weekly. It's been a blast from everyone involved.
OSO Esports Club is a major part of Baylor's collegiate scene. What events have they taken part in recently?
Yes. Yeah. So while my job description is to support OSO Esports, I'm not technically in charge of OSO Esports. They are their own entity. They are a student-run club. I'm there to help and guide and direct, but it's been very important to us to continue to give them autonomy for what they do, and they've been doing it for about a decade on our campus. So that's wonderful. They do amazing things. They're competing in all sorts of game titles. Last year, we had the ECAC national champion for Tekken in our OSO Esports Club, and Jack Mincarino. And so that's fantastic. They're doing Halo and Teamfight Tactics, and there's all sorts of game titles that they're competing in. One recent event, which was a big success, was a show match between our historic rival TCU. And we had a Saturday where we had 5 different game titles, and we competed in all 5. And we had a lot of fun. And those TCU friends, they put a lot of energy and work into it. And so we're going to continue to do more stuff like that, in creating storylines and narratives and giving these students experiences. Really, that's what it's really about. And so, 20 years ago, I was a competitive gamer. I wish I had had these experiences. And then recently, this is a true story, I ran into an alumni from Baylor at homecoming. And he said in 1991, he went down to the advanced computer lab. And before it was called the internet, he connected his computers to other campuses and were playing different games that were 2-bit. He named them, but I couldn't tell you what they were. There's history here. There are people just like us from years and years ago who were doing this thing. And we're just in a long lineage of people who are competitive in nature and love games.
Could you give us an overview of the facilities you and your team use in this program?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have one facility on our campus in our sub. It's called the Student Union Building. And it's the bottom floor, basically the center of campus. It's got a bowling alley and some pool tables and ping pong tables. But the Student Life Department purchased 12 computers for us last year. And they saw value in this project even before I arrived. Before there was a varsity team, they wanted to support the club. And they outfitted a beautiful little facility, and it's packed out all the time. For our purposes as the varsity program, we have a long-term vision for a facility on our campus. And so we've got some spots in mind for a varsity space, and we're continuing to move those things forward. What's really fun about that is that at larger institutions, sometimes things move slowly, but I was told the other day, Adam, your project is moving at light speed, and I hope you're grateful, is what they said. And so I'm very grateful. But here in the probably next year, we'll have a fully developed varsity competitive space on our campus that, as a teaser, I think it's going to look pretty nice.
There are plans to integrate the School of Engineering and Computer Science with esports. How do they assist in your process?
Yeah, great question. Yeah, that is something that's still being built out. As I mentioned, we're in year 0, that this is still being developed and propped up. But I've met with the provost and a handful of other deans on our campus. Professors reach out to me often about research integration and ways in which we can test vocal strain of our competitors, or preparation tactics, or all sorts of really amazing things. The short answer is that none of it has been solidified yet, but part of the year 0 project is to figure that out and figure out what that means. Our engineering and computer science department is very eager to see this success of this program, simply because of the data that points to there being a crossover of students. And so, yeah, we're continuing to look into that. As far as like certificates or minors or anything like that, that hasn't been made yet, but we're open to those conversations, and we'll continue to explore those.
You're a part of the Power Esports Conference. What value do you find in being a part of its cadence?
Yeah, the PEC has been tremendous for us. This is really a no-brainer for us to partner with similar institutions that look and feel a little bit more like us. But also it helps the casual fan base of Baylor, for them to see that we're competing against the Ohio States and the Syracuses, and the Kansases and those kind of familiar brand associations that we have with basketball and football and baseball. It allows an onboarding for our fan base and alumni base that might not be there otherwise. And so, yeah, this has been great. And not only the kind of ideation of it, but the rhythm of it and the structure of it. Having a single kind of partner per week that you play this game on Monday, this game on Tuesday, this on Wednesday and Thursday. It creates storylines and it creates rivalries, and it has a certain kind of snowball effect towards towards what we're ultimately after, and continuing to legitimize this craft and this industry. This past week, we competed against Utah, which is a Big 12 conference rival at this point. And we competed against them. I think it was volleyball, had a Sunday match against them. Rocket League was Monday. Overwatch was Tuesday. Wednesday was Valorant. Thursday was Smash. And then Saturday was football. We played them in a football game on Saturday night in Waco. And so that's cool because you can have integrations and crossover on your social media posts, and it livens things up a bit. So the PEC has been phenomenal for us. The wonderful thing about esports is that it can be done remotely. The terrible, awful thing about esports is that it can be done remotely. And so we are doing everything we can to give these students embodied experiences, to look eye to eye with their competitor, to shake hands afterward. There's no exception for embodied, on the feet on the ground competition. And so we're grateful to be there this upcoming spring.
What is the best way for students to find you and learn more about the program?
Yeah, great question. So there's kind of two answers there. There's the answer for the varsity experience, which is reach out, find us, find our website. If you're interested in competing for Baylor at a varsity or club or academy level, fill out the form. Let us know you're interested, and then that'll clue us in and put you on our radar for the recruiting process. If you're interested in competing at the club level, which is just casual, you can find your rhythm and find your space. Join our Discord. There's lots of students in there. There's 500 Baylor students in there who are interested in competing and finding friendships and memories. So on campus specifically, we do a bit of canvassing. The club does a bit of canvassing. There are certain activations at the beginning of every semester that you might see them at. You might see invitations to a tournament or something with posters around campus or chalk on the sidewalk or whatever it is. On the varsity level side of things, we're out there, we're doing things, oftentimes in the community with local high schools or hosting events on our campus. Last year, we hosted 1,500 Texas high school competitors for our state championships. Those are the things that we want Baylor to be known for. And so we're going to be doing the work, letting people know that we exist. After all, we're under marketing. So if we're not doing a good job of letting people know we exist, we are in the wrong department.
What are some major milestones you want to hit in the foreseeable future?
Great question. Yeah. I've been in student development long enough to know that it's very hard to quantify student experience. Like, what does it mean for a student to have a positive experience? So the metrics of that, we don't know yet. But that's the goal, is we want every student who touches this program, whether on a varsity club or casual level, to have a positive experience. And so that starts with culture. Again, I've been a coach long enough to know that culture matters. And so we're going to develop a culture. The short-term goal is to develop a culture that is bigger than oneself, that is we, not me, that is focused on the benefits of gaming, but not gaming in and of itself. These games, just like all games, football and basketball included, are pretend. They're not real. Nothing happens when a white ball or when a ball crosses a white painted line on a field. We call it a touchdown, but that's completely made up. And the same is true for Valorant or Rocket League or Smash or whatever. However, what happens in those games is of ultimate importance. Incredible practicing of virtue, of fortitude and perseverance and leadership and communication, like real human value. And so that is what we are after ultimately as educators. If we're in the scholastic system at all, that is what we are interested in, because that is what matters on a human level. Interestingly enough, that's what Aristotle argued 3rd century BC about the gymnasium's importance in a Western education experience. He said the gymnasium is critical for the practice of virtue and the development of the human person. That's all we're doing. We're building a new type of gymnasium for these students. So in the short term, that's what we're after. I'd say in the long term, we want to build a program that has influence, that others can look at and say, Baylor's doing it right, and we want to model ourselves after them. We want to learn from them. We want to, be a beacon for the scholastic space. That's ultimately the long-term vision for this program. Is how can we turn this 13-year project that is brand new into a project that has influence.
Are there any final words you would like to say as a sign-off?
Yeah, thank you for that opportunity. I think if you're interested in Baylor Esports, I'm gonna say Coach Sanders, Deion Sanders terms. I ain't that hard to find. Okay, if you want to reach out, let me know. Find me. Twitter, Discord, Adam Stanley, our website, Baylor Esports. You can find me and reach out, fill out that information on our interest form. As far as general support, we're going to continue to build this thing out, and it's not a one-person show. And I'm grateful that Baylor is on board, but this is a project that is unproven. We do need support, so be vocal in your support. Let people know about us. We're growing, and we're excited to see where the future leads, but there's a lot of work to be done. So we appreciate your support. We appreciate you right now, Asti, and giving us this time to chat. And we're off to the races, but there's a lot of work to be done.